After the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago, allies of Donald Trump insisted that the action itself was politically motivated. They claimed that if the feds really wanted those documents, all they had to do was ask. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy was so livid, he threatened to launch an investigation into the DOJ and Attorney General Merrick Garland, at one point arguing, why wouldn't they just ask the president if they had something there that they wanted? He surely would have provided it to them. Why did they have to show up in the manner that they did? Indeed. It turns out that the authorities did ask for access. And now even Fox News viewers are being educated on that specific point.
Going back to the New York Post headline in the middle of all of this, you could have just asked.
They were asking. How many times we don't know, but the impression in the affidavit is that they asked for it multiple times. And President Trump has said several times all they had to do was ask. Well, my sense is they were asking for a year and a half. And why he was holding on to these materials when he had no legal authority to do so under the Presidential Records Act is beyond me.
Again, that is Karl Rove saying the federal government did ask multiple times over a year and a half. So there goes that argument. A small group of fervent Trump supporters have moved on to a new talking point, claiming that there are simply too many redactions in the affidavit and that there is just no transparency. Look at all that black ink. The third-ranking Republican in the House, Elise Stefanik, told Fox News, quote, the American people deserve transparency and not an outrageously heavily redacted affidavit to cover up for and politically protect Joe Biden and the FBI for this dangerous and un-American overreach. Who is to say that if we were to learn what was in those redactions, that they'd necessarily be good for Donald Trump? I mean, that is perhaps why the reaction from the overwhelming majority of Republicans has simply been silence. As the New York Times notes, even the most bombastic Republicans, people like Representatives Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, they were initially focused elsewhere in the hours after the affidavit was released. They were tweeting about things like border invasions. And as the Washington Post points out, even GOP leaders like Congressman Kevin McCarthy and Senator Mitch McConnell have gone mum. Neither man has responded to requests for comment tonight from the Washington Post. That does it for us tonight. Rachel will be here on Monday, and I will see you back here on Tuesday. Now it is time for the last word. Ali Veltman's tonight. Good evening, Ali.
I have a big smile on my face because of what you just said. I'm thinking to myself, we're not going to, we can be waiting a long time before those people respond and say something about that. It's kind of wild how everybody's gone suddenly silent on this thing.
When you've lost Karl Rove, you know you're in trouble.
You've lost the game.